Good morning, everybody. My bad, I thought my mic was off. Good morning, everybody. Facebook Live. It's good to watch it at home. We're on the beach, but it's even better here. Just wanted to say that. But anyhow, it's going to be a good Sunday. Graduation Sunday, man. I remember it was like 8 years ago when I graduated. And some change, whatever, yeah. Just keeping up with it. It is a good time. So it kind of worked out good that it worked out where I speak, because I love young folks. I like teenagers way better than adults. Sorry, no offense, adults. But it's good because we're going to talk about today moving forward. How many parents, other graduates, hope your kids decide to move forward at this point in life? Like not stay home and not look for a job or anything. That's going to be considered a #loser if they do that. And graduates, if you say, I'm grown, all the parents said, pay your bills. So just lay low on that whole, I'm a grown now, because you know, a grown man and grown woman got to pay their bills. So just like, hey yo, I'm advancing, parents. Keep paying for my auto insurance. Enjoy it, because those days will soon be over too. But anyhow, it's good saying we're talking about moving forward, and y'all know how I am. Like I can't like outgrow myself, really. I have the body of a 36-year-old and the mind of a 17, maybe-ish, 16, 14. Somewhere in there. But anyway, I called Matthew this week. So anytime I speak, I like to call Matthew. Some of my stuff kind of comes out, and it's like, I don't really know if it's, I don't know where it comes from. Sometimes it's from the Lord or me or what. But so I called Matthew up, and I was like, hey, man, I got this idea. I'm going to do this. So I was like, but does that sound too much like a teenager thing, or what does it sound like? And, you know, you look to your pastor for that pastoral advice, right? You know, like when he comes up and speaks to the grad, he has that pastor voice, like, you know, kids, you know, you're going, you know, it just sounds like, it just makes sense when he says, you know. So I'm like, is this good? He was like, and I sent him like an outline. He kind of looked at it. He was like, yeah, John. He's like, you just need to be who you are. That's how God called you. I'm thinking, yes, Lord. Like, you know, speak to him. He's like, you have the mind of a teenager. I was like, is that a compliment, or like, did he just slam me with his pastoral voice? So either way, we're going to try it. Today we're going to talk about moving forward, but it's got a twist to it. It's ninja style. Anybody still a little fired up from the Ninja Warrior event? Yeah. Anybody been watching it? Yeah. Anybody see Daniel Gill kill it? Yeah. I kind of feel like he's one of our own now. Like, you know, it felt good to see him crush it. But we were watching Ninja Warrior, and I do like doing that stuff. And we were at the gym the other day, and we were goofing around doing some stuff. And I'm at a stage in life when I do obstacles now. I have to. I want to be more intentional on everything I do, about just being close to the Lord, spending time with him. I actually kind of picked that up from Daniel Gill when he was talking about how everything he does in between the moments, he's like talking to God. So I've been trying to do that at work, at home, and even so the other day we're at this ninja course, and we're doing stuff. And like, I'm just having fun. Like, I love it. Like, I mean, I get excited and jacked up when I get there. I have to pee every time because I'm so jacked up on the way there. Sorry, TMI. So we're practicing obstacles, and I'm praying, like, come on, Lord, help me do this, because like my brother was there. I want to beat him, show him I'm still the big tough brother. And like, you know, I'm like, help me, Lord, do this. Help me be safe. You know, all my other friends got like injuries. I don't want to be injured. And I'm praying to God, and I'm talking, and some things we record, I ain't gonna lie. You know, you got to record it. If you don't show nobody else, you got to look for yourself. And after I got through one of the obstacles, I remember I hit the ground. I was like, yes, Lord, because I was literally like hanging out with God, having fun. And then we were moving on. We were doing some stuff, and anyhow, through all that, I can't tell you, I'm about to give the thunder, I'm about to give it away. I felt like, I was like, Lord can use this ninja stuff. But after Daniel Gill coming, who thinks it's hard to top Daniel Gill coming here? Pretty tough? Is it possible? Is it possible? Is it possible? Is it possible that I was able to pull off getting another ninja in a video for this Sunday? Is it possible? Is it possible? Sure. Jeez, y'all ain't got no faith. Like, no, it's not, John. I mean, I'm trying to build some dramatic climax here. But anyway, maybe it is made on. But let me introduce to you who's going to be helping us. What ninja's going to be helping us? Attention on the screen here. I need sound. Oh, stop. Oh, here we go. Yeah, go ahead. Hey! The legendary. Oh, we hear it again. This has gotten twice. It's so good. have time to make this video, but we found somebody who could. Look, that's pretty cool. Look at the pause. Like he's worshiping. We're going to leave that up on the last song. Just let him set an example. But no, Stephen, he was the chosen one this past week to help us out with obstacles. And you may think, how in the world does Ninja Warrior or obstacles have anything to do with God and graduation and all this stuff? But we're going to be talking about moving forward. Anybody here want to move forward in life? Are you ready to call it quits today? Okay, yeah, that's good. That would be weird. So we all want to move forward, and hopefully while we're moving forward, we want it to be a good time. We want to be blessed. We want to be in God's plan. Like we get that. So I think we're all in agreement there. But let's go ahead and dive right in to 1 Kings chapter 19, starting in verse 19. This is coming. Some of you guys may have heard about Elijah. He was the prophet. He's the guy who basically prayed to God and called fire down from heaven. There was like 450 prophets of Baal, which is false prophet, and they were like trying to see whose God was real. And Elijah prayed, and fire came down from heaven and consumed him. So this dude, like he had been there, done that, had a T-shirt. He had seen God move. But anyway, his season was kind of coming to an end. It was kind of time to transfer over, I guess you could say, because even after doing all that, he still got wimped out and ended up running and hiding from people. But it was time for him to kind of choose the next prophet, and God has set this up. So verse 19 says, so Elijah went out and found Elisha, son of Shaphat, plowing field. How many thought Snapchat when you saw that? Okay. Oh, okay. You have the mind of a teenager. All right, son of Shaphat, that's what I'm calling him, plowing the field. There was 12 teams of oxen, kind of like 12 pair of oxen in the field, and Elisha was plowing with the 12th team. Elijah, don't get confused with Elisha. Elisha is the guy plowing the field. Elijah is the older prophet coming in. So Elijah went over to him, threw his cloak across the shoulders, and then walked away. Let me break this down. Sometimes people read stuff and you don't quite get it. So Elijah is looking for somebody to anoint as like kind of like the next prophet, like kind of like his assistant, as you're going to see. So Elisha was plowing a field with a pair of oxen, team of oxen, like a pair of oxen. And Elijah comes up to him, throws his coat over him, and walks away. That's weird. Right? You agree? That's weird. Like if you're plowing a field and some dude comes throw his coat on you, first I'm like, hitting him from behind. But he throws his coat on and walks away. But see, in that time, in that culture, he knew what it meant. You're about to see, because he goes out. So Elijah throws his coat, walks away. This is pretty weird. And Elisha, he left the oxen standing there. He ran after Elijah and said, look, he knew what happened. He knew that he had just been chosen to be like the next prophet or Elijah's assistant. So he knew that. So he says, first, let me go and kiss my father and mother goodbye, and then I will go with you. And Elijah replied, he said, go on back, but think about what I've done to you. Elijah's telling Elisha, I just asked you to come follow me, to follow God, to be a prophet. Like that's what requires change. So Elijah's like, think about it. While you're kissing your mom and daddy, go think about it, because you're about to go through a season of change. Just like a lot of our graduates, you're about to go through a season of change. And so he said, go back and think about it, what I've done to you. And Elisha returned to his oxen, and he slaughtered them. And he used the wood from the plow to build a fire to roast their flesh. He had a pig picking, oxen style. He passed around the meat to the townspeople. They all ate. Then he went with Elijah as his assistant. Elisha he pretty much had it going on, really, from what a lot of theologians believe, like an oxen kind of represented like a car. And there was 12 teams, 12 pairs. So it's kind of like this family had like 24 cars, in a sense. And Elisha gets the calling from God, and he goes, let me go tell my folks bye. He did do that. Graduates, if you're moving out of town, state, at least tell your parents bye, please, okay? You're welcome, parents. So he goes to his parent, tells them bye, but then he goes back to the comfortable, to the norm, to his standard of living, and he butchers it. He butchers it. Many of you know that I work at our family-run business. It'd be like if I sensed a calling from God that some pastor called and said, hey, I need you to help, and I knew it was God's plan, so I thought, okay. So I walk by JK, light a match, and go, light it up and go, see ya, and walk away. Like, you'd be like, what's up with that? But Sometimes you have to leave it all behind. Sometimes you have to let go of the normal way of life to move forward with God. Let's let Stephen illustrate this point further. This is called Lachey. All right? I'm going to get you to Paul's Hope. Okay, so Lachey, you're holding on to a bar. You have to swing to the next bar. Okay, so in order to move forward, you have to what? Let it go. Okay, sorry. You have to let go. Like, you can look at the other and you can just swing. But you know what? If you swing long enough, Stephen's got proof of this, it's going to rip the calluses off your hand. At some point, it does more damage to stay there than it does to leave. More damage to stay there than it does to leave. The only way to catch that next bar, if you don't believe me, you can come with me, Rocky Mountain. We'll go Saturday. The only way to catch that next bar is that when you let go, you got to commit. I'm going to catch. You can't go like, I think I'm going to touch it. In the beginning, Stephen's testing out. He's like, I think I'm going to touch it. You know, but you got to let go and say, I'm going to touch that. I'm going to grab hold of that. I'm not going to let it go. I'm letting go here, and I'm going to grab that. So let's see if Stephen can do it. Close. Dramatic grab. Go Stephen. And I'll pick on Stephen later on in the message anyway. He was hurting on the way home. That's all I'm going to say. See, sometimes it's scary to let go of our normal routine. If you put a kid or especially an adult, and I say, hey man, hang on this bar, and that bar won't 30 foot in the air. If I say hang on the bar, like, you scared? You're like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm good. You can't hold forever, but you're not scared. But then if I look at an 8 foot Lachey, an 8 foot gap, and go swing over there, like, oh, bro, I'm gonna pull a shoulder out of socket or something. Like, it becomes, you start getting that fear. So sometimes it's scary for us to let go of our normal routine, but we'll never move forward if we don't let go. And some of you thinking, like, what do we need to let go of? Some of us need to let go. I'm even talking to you graduates now. I'm not talking specifically because they're like, were you talking about my child? I don't know all your child's business, okay? So if I say something, I am sorry. Disclaimer, I'm good now. I'm free. Some of you need to let go of relationships. That's people you date. That's people you hang out with. Your friends determine so much of who you are. If you don't believe it, somebody agrees in the house. If you don't believe it, you look at the people you hang around with. Most of the time, you start dressing like them. And if they got funny sayings, I picked it up because all my friends who said something stupid, I pick up sayings. I still say stuff that people in high school said. Some of it's funny, some of it is probably should throw away. So you're so influenced. Some of you need to let go of relationships. Some of you need to let go of that bitterness, that anger towards whoever it is. I don't know. But if I'm saying that and you're thinking of somebody, then that's for you. Some of us need to just let go of that comfort. Like you're not moving forward. Like God has something more for you, but you're just stuck hanging on that bar going, I'm good. At some point I'll do something, I'm good. But Elisha went back to his normal way of life and burned it up. There was no plan B. He said, God has called me. His timing is now. Bye, mom and daddy. Kill the oxen, light it up, have a big pig picking and ox picking, and he's out. And so he left his normal way of life behind. He was like, let's think about it. He was a pretty successful. He was middle upper class according to what I have figured out with the 24 oxen. So he had a pretty good life, other than he did have to walk behind a plow, and oxen have big butts, and you're behind them. So some days were probably stinky. But so it wasn't a perfect way of life, but he could manage. He knew he could handle it there, but he left it all behind to go. Some of you, God's going to call to leave completely behind where you've been to move forward with him. Some of you, he's not. We'll get to it in a minute. But some of you, he's going to call to leave completely behind. How many people are happy that Matthew quit his job years ago while I was on that lake? Yeah, because the church wouldn't be here. So at some point, like Matthew won't bad. It ain't like he left a life of drugs and crime behind. He had a good life. He was just a paramedic, but he had to completely let go of the normal because God touched him. God said, come on, now's your time. And he had to be willing to let go. Some of you, God's going to do the same thing to you. That's to you adults too. I'm not just talking to graduates. I am talking to graduates. Y'all listen. Y'all lean in. I'm talking to adults. Some of you adults, at some point, God may rally, shake you up and say, I'm ready. I'm ready to move you forward, and you got to let go of what you're used to. You got to let go of those feelings. You got to let go. The time is now. So that's one way to move forward. You have to let go. I got another example here. It's in Exodus chapter 3. Most of you have heard this before. It's about Moses. And Moses was tending the flock. There was a lot of farming going on back in these days. He was tending the flock, and he sees a bush on fire that's not being consumed. All right? So you're out there somewhere, and you see this bush, and all of a sudden, whoosh, it ignites. You're like, what the heck? You look around, and it's still on fire. So Moses, he starts walking towards the bush when he sees it on fire to see what was going on. You know what Moses said? What song he sang while he was walking over there? This bush is on fire. I'm just kidding. He could have. We don't know where Alicia Keys really got that from. It could. I'm pretty that good. All right. I was kind of proud of myself. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, that's that mind of a teenager, Pastor. Okay. I was pretty happy. But no. So there's this bush burning up, and Moses walks over there, and then he hears God talking, like kind of coming from the bush. So it's kind of weird. So it goes. Verse 10, chapter 3, verse 10. So God tells him, says, now go, because he says, listen, I see my people have been slaves to Egypt, and that Pharaoh, who's the king of Egypt, I see that he's got my people enslaved. I've heard their cry, and I'm going to use you, Moses, to deliver them. All right, so in verse 10, God says, now go, for I'm sending you to Pharaoh. You must lead my people out of Israel, my people Israel out of Egypt. But Moses protested to God, who am I to appear before Pharaoh? Who am I to lead the people of Israel out of Egypt? So here we see God's got this call and this job for Moses, and he's like, who am I? Like, no, not me. So he starts backing up, like God's telling him stuff, and God chooses this dramatic way to show him, but God don't always choose a dramatic way. Sometimes it's in the small whisper, and the Bible talks about that. But so in this way, this bush is on fire, and God says, look, I'm sending you, you're going to go. And Moses who am I to go stand for him? Who am I to do this, Lord? Look at verse 13. But Moses protested. If I go to the people of Israel and tell them the God of your ancestors sent me to you, they will ask me, what is his name? Then what should I tell them? And God goes on to say, I am who I am. He tells us, but I want you to see the point is that God has a call and God has a purpose. And Moses going, but who am I? But Lord, not me. You know, he's backing up from his task. Move on to chapter 4. It's still happening. Verses 1 through 4, but Moses protested again. What if they won't believe me or listen to me? What if they say the Lord never appeared to you? Then the Lord asked him, what's that in your hand? The Lord's starting to set Moses up. He don't even know it yet. He's starting to show Moses he's got everything he needs. He's just throw it down on the ground, the Lord told him. So Moses threw the staff down, and it turned to a snake, and Moses jumped back. Rightfully so. Because this is the story of John and God talking. John wouldn't have jumped back. John would have fled, okay? It'd have been several chapters before I came back when I dropped the staff and it came. But see, God's setting him up. Moses going, but Lord, who am I? What am I going to say? What am I going to do? And God goes, what's in your hand? It's just a staff, Lord. Just throw it down. Threw it down, turned to a snake. And here's where it gets really weird. He says, reach out and grab its tail. I'm like, Lord, no. Like, just, I'll go. Like, seriously, just let that, I'll do it. You know, grab by his tail. I'd have been like, Lord, stop on his head, pull it. You know, I'd have been scared, but I'm like, Lord, seriously. Like, he picked it back up. And then, of course, it turned back into a shepherd's staff. But see, what God was telling him was that, Moses, I got this plan for you. I got this job for you. I'm choosing you. And Moses going, who am I? And God starts saying, look what's in your hand, Moses. I'm going to take the things you have. I'm going to work for me. I'm going to take what you think is nothing. I'm going to let it work for my good. And I'm going to use you, Moses. I'm going to use you. If you keep on reading, he says, put your hand inside your coat. Like everything Moses needed, he already had. He just had to listen. Skip on down to verses 10 through 12. It says, but Moses pleaded with the Lord. He's still going at it. Oh, Lord, I'm not very good with words. I never have been, and I'm not now. Even though you've spoken to me, I get tongue-tied. My words get tangled. He stutters. Then the Lord asked Moses. This is where it gets good. So Moses like, Lord, like you called me to speak. And he said, I am not good with words. Like he's stuttering. And he's nervous. I don't know if he had a list. I don't know if he stuttered. Like, I can't talk, Lord. And you want me to lead your people, and I can't even get my word. I can't get my words out. People don't even understand me. And what does he say? The little asked Moses, who makes a person's mouth? Man, it starts getting good there. God said, who made your mouth? First of all, what's in your hand? Because I'm going to use that. Then I can't talk, Lord. God said, who made your mouth? Who made your mouth? Some of you guys calling to do stuff, and you're, but Lord, and God said, who made you? Who made you? Who made that thing you said don't work? Who can use anything that you've got in your possession to work for his good? God can. He says this. He says, who makes a person's mouth? Who decides whether people speak or do not speak, hear or do not hear, see or do not see? Is it not I, the Lord? Now go. I will be with you as you speak, and I will instruct you in what to say. Who made your mouth, son? I'm going to be with you. Now go. But see, Moses, he even still kept pleading, and God let his brother go with him. And they end up moving forward. But see, Moses had everything he needed at his disposal. So the final clip of Stephen, let's see what Ninja has to do with this. This is a salmon ladder. This is called a salmon ladder transfer. Pause it 1 second. So a salmon ladder transfer, you're technically supposed to go up the rings, rungs, as you call them, and then you're supposed to take what you already have, the bar, in your hand, and you're supposed to move forward. You're supposed to transfer. All right? So he has everything he needs here. He just has to take that bar and go to the other side, right? Nothing else required. He don't have to add anything on. He don't have to put a hat on, nothing. He's got everything he needs right now in his hand. All right, let's see what Stephen can do. Salmon ladder transfer. Attempt to fail. Not bad. Paddleboard obstacle. Stephen has everything he needs to do this. And notice he's attempting, he's failing. Sometimes God's going to call you to places that you need to go, and you're going to mess up getting there. That's why we didn't show all success here, because life ain't all success, right? Even when you're following God, we all know that. So this is called a paddleboard obstacle. This is what I hate. This is what I fell on the time I had a chance to be on the show, season 7. This thing is of the devil. I just had a bad memory right there. Microphone's on, John. Okay. So Stephen has all he needs right now to make it through. He don't have to change his shoes. He don't have to put on a tool belt, a backpack. He don't have to speak a certain way. All he has to do is be light and quick and go. Go ahead. Let's see what Stephen can do. Standing to fail. Come on, Stephen. Can you cheer for him? I don't want to get excited about this stuff. Almost, Stephen. Oh, dramatic change. Yeah, Stephen. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Now I'm going to try to say this nicely because Stephen's up there and Stephen's a little tiger. He can come down now and whoop up on me. Stephen is 5'6". 5'6". 5'6", but it's a big 5'6". I love you, man. And Stephen, now he's an athlete. Don't get me wrong now. He's an athlete. But now he's not like Daniel Gill. He actually he has a job he has to go to tomorrow morning and work. Like he don't wake up tomorrow morning, stretch, and go to an ninja gym, or he don't train in a gym. So albeit he is a natural athlete, if you've seen him play sports, he is a natural athlete. He has not been training for these obstacles. And on the same token, this guy is 5'6". What he's about to attempt is a 14-foot, 6-inch warp wall. Let's go back to the warp wall. They just want to keep on showing me this and rub it in that he can do something I can do. All right, go ahead. Come on, Stephen. Come on, Stephen. Hold on. Anybody think Stephen could do it? All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. I was getting a little excited. I don't know why I started. I really don't know why I started. Go ahead. Almost. "5'6", never attempted that before. Took him a couple of tries. He made it up. Ask me, did I think he could make it? Charles asked me that, did I think he could make it? I knew he could make it. I wouldn't have called him if I knew he couldn't make it. I wouldn't have chosen him if he couldn't have made it. I knew he could make it. That's why I called him. I knew he could handle it. That's why I chose him to come, because I knew he could do it. Same way with God. God doesn't call you somewhere and go, they're not going to make it, but whatever, let's just watch this show. Like, I knew he could, and God knows you can, and he's already given you, I'm trying to tell you today that he's already given you what you need. So many of you just need to move forward. You look at yourself and you're like, I can't speak, but who am I? I can't do it. Stephen has what he needs, but you know, when he first started trying to do some of these obstacles, and he'll vouch for it, he couldn't do some of them, and graduates, listen, he couldn't do some of the obstacles. He won't do it. He's competitive. He's super competitive. So he wanted to do it. But he won't have good luck when he started running off the wall. We had to give him some advice. But he was hanging around the right people, right? So we were able to say, hey, look, you're running fast, but you're too far forward. Hey, when you run up, don't even try to run so fast. Just focus on running up so you got more of your feet. You can go up the wall higher. Hey, when you grab that ball, I know you're nervous. When you go, you kip and you bring your feet up hard, and that momentum's going to take you. Like, we were saying, come on, man. You can do this. This is how you do it. And man, it's life like that. You can compare that to life. Like if you hang around the right people saying, hey man, as a married guy, this is what you need to be doing. You need to be loving your wife this way. And as a wife, you need to be honoring your husband this way. And like if you're hanging around, God, people will encourage you. Even financially say, hey, look, I know you're working here. If you do this, you have more financial freedom for your family. You're hanging around people who are teaching you. You're able to do things that don't really seem possible. That really was a long run for Stephen. That really was a long jump, and that paddleboard, it may look simple, but you really got to be super fast and quick and agile on your feet. And he was able to do that because he went for it. He had everything he needed. He went for it, and he had encouragement from those around. So God has given you everything you already need to move forward. That was kind of the main thing I wanted to say today, that God has given you everything you need to move forward. But not me, John, you don't really understand because I ain't really got giftings and the Lord don't talk to me and I don't really know. I just didn't really grow up that way. And so you think you're excluded, but you're wrong. I'm about to prove it. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 3. This is good. This is good. Matter of fact, I'm going to get the verse 10 to come up. Says this is, verse 3, by his divine power, by God's divine power, God has given us everything we need for living a godly life. We have received all of this by coming to know him, the one who called us to himself by means of his marvelous glory and excellence. By his divine power, God has given you everything you need to live a godly life. By his divine power, God has given you everything you need to move forward with him. Everything you need. Every little malfunction you have, every little disability, insecurity you have, he knows it. And he says, I've given you everything you need by my power, not by your power. On your own, you'll mess up. On your own, you're not good enough, strong enough, smart enough, witty enough to move forward with God, to live that godly life. But by his divine power, he has given you everything you need. And he would not have called you, he would not have chosen you if he didn't think you could do it, if he didn't know you could do it. Some of you, God is calling to let go. I don't know if it's old habits, old way of life. I don't know if it's, like I say, it's bad relationships, anger, bitter, if it's a job change. But God is saying, look, it's time to just completely let go. Just let go of what you're hanging on to, and let's swing and let's move forward. Trust me, I'm gonna help you grab that. I'm gonna help you move forward. I'm gonna help you grab that next bar. But so many of you, you're at a point, you're ready to move forward, God, and all you can think of is what you don't have. And God just said that he's given us everything we need for living a godly life. And to me, living a godly life is moving forward. So as God's saying, he's giving you everything you need. You just got to go for it. Stephen would have never made it up that wall if he just looked at it. Because he got up there, he started going, man, it's higher than what I thought, man. Like, shoot, because it's intimidating. The only way he'd have made it that wall was to run. And the first time he run, he hit. We should have got more of him kind of slamming into the wall because it's awkward. You've never done it. And we kept encouraging, you could do it, you could do it, you could do it. And then he made it up that wall. He would have never done that if he had never tried it. Some of you are at a position where God is calling you to I don't know what your move forward moment is, but you do. If something is coming to your mind right now, that's the Holy Spirit saying, that's where I want you. He's giving you everything you need to be that husband or that wife that you didn't think was possible. He's giving you everything you need to be that parent, especially those that have teenagers that just graduate. I know it's tough. Like, He's giving you everything you need as parents to be with them. Graduates, He's giving you everything you need to move forward. I pray that you become so sold out after begging God to show you what to do. Beg Him to show you what to do, because He made you for a certain way. He wired you a certain way. And He's going to use that. He's going to use that. He's already given you everything you need. I just want to pray that God will speak, because I know some people here just don't feel like they got what it takes to live a godly life or to move forward, but God says different. He does. And I was thinking about this, God giving you what you need. I listen to a lot of podcasts of all kinds, preaching, business, different things. And one of them was talking about alternative ways to like make money. It was this Christian guy talking about it, so I was listening. And one of them was this was a mom who wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And I'm going to throw this in there. I said it Thursday night. And actually, my wife, when we were getting engaged, married, I don't know what stage we're at, in high school, most people, you ask them, so hear me, graduates, I'm not trying to debunk anything here, but like the right answer when you're a graduate, when people say, what's the next plan, is go, well, I'm going to Harvard and get, like to say, I'm going to this 4-year university and I'm on the basketball team, like football, that's cool. All that is great, like that's cool. Go. We need people to go to college. We need doctors. We need certain people. But you had this pressure, feel like you got to perform. But like what I like about my wife is that she had a calling in her life young. You know what it was? Not to be America's Next Top Model. She could, because she bad. All right. She could have done whatever she wanted to do, but you talk to her, and all her friends like, yeah, I'm going to 8 years, and I'm gonna be this. Our time I'm in the messages every day. They thought, no, this terminology I don't even know medical. I'm like, okay, cool, But she said, I want to be a stay-at-home mom. I want to be a mama. Like that's her job. Like that, she thought, like I want to be a stay-at-home mom. She's like, you can make enough money to support me. I'm like, oh baby, I got this. Should have took economics. Little harder than I thought, but we did. We worked it out, and she was able to. She only had to work a couple days a week. And she said I was like, are you good with that? Like, what are we gonna do with that? I was like, her said, no, I'm good with that. I like getting away. And plus we were lucky. We were blessed. We had grandparents begging to watch our kids. But that was her thing in that season of life. Like that was her. I'm moving forward with this. God's giving me everything I need to sit there and let the babies cry all day and poop all over stuff and keep washing. God's giving me everything I need to handle that. And that's what I wanted to do. And she did it. But now look at people. Some people have hidden gifts and abilities, and they're not fully aware. I was listening to this podcast. There was a woman who's going to stay at home and wanted to try to make some side money. And I got a little bitter after I heard this. So she stayed at home. There's this thing you can do, it's called I don't know the proper terminology, like voiceover work. So basically companies will pay you they use your voice on a commercial or whatever. So this stay-at-home mom did that. She made $100,000 first year. I'm like, honey, your voice is sweet. You need to do something with it. She ain't never done that. I ain't gonna joke on her. It's getting serious. But I got to think, I was like, if anybody could do that, it's Sheldon. Anybody ever heard Sheldon talk? Anybody heard Sheldon pray? If I could talk like Sheldon, y'all all be on your knees crying right now, repenting. I could be like, repent now. The kid, y'all be like, I'm serious. Like, we're going to do a voiceover one day. I'm going to write down. I'm going to let him project the words for me to see how it works. But God has given him a gift. And I was talking to Sheldon. I was like, Sheldon, you should do this. There's actually a way to do this. And I gave him some links. And Sheldon now is moving forward with that, looking into that. See, God had given him everything he needed. All right? He didn't have to go to the gym to make his voice better. Right? He didn't have to change his diet. God had already given him what he needed. And the reason I'm using Sheldon as an example because it's easy to see that in him. You can hear his voice. And I'm believing Sheldon's going to do so good financially. That church building will be paid for by Sheldon. Somebody going to pick up a mega contract. I'm believing that. But this is my thing, and I'm gonna shut up talking. But God is calling some of you to move forward, and whatever that thing is that came to your mind, that's what God's saying. I didn't really want to give 100 examples because I didn't want to have to try to feel like I had to say your example. I'm trusting God to speak to you. So whatever popped in your mind is that I think I can do that. Or I think I need to let go of this to move forward. Whatever that is, I'm going to pray that you would do it. And my last thing, I want, if you see something in somebody, a lot of people saw potential in Matthew before he ever did. A lot of people saw potential in Sheldon before he ever did. A lot of people saw potential in me before I ever did. A lot of people seen potential in you before you ever did. A lot of people see it. You can sometimes see it in others. You can say, wow, but they're so gifted there. Why don't they do this? I'm going to encourage you to go do that. Today, before you go to sleep, that you tell somebody, man, I see this in you, man. And this is good. It don't have to be all spiritual. You can be like, look, dude, you're a heck of a salesman. You need to be selling some product and you could provide for your family that way. Or man, I've seen you as a mom and you love your kids. Man, I think you should switch your schedule around and really just spend this time with them. Like, I want you to find somebody today that you see potential in and tell them. And if you know that God's calling you to move forward and you're just not sure and you want somebody to be with you, I'm going to stand right here. And if there's something that God's stirring and you want somebody to pray with you, encourage you, come here. And if multiple people come now, then Matthew will come up, Michelle, come, whoever. But I'm going to stand right here. And if you want somebody to pray over you or help encourage you to move forward, I'm going to do that. Let's stand up and sing this last song.
Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who could ever save. Worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Oh, we live for you. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes and wonder and show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. Worthy of every song we could ever sing. Worthy of all the praise we could ever bring. Worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who could ever save. Worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Oh, we live for you. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes and wonder and show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to the
God has given you everything you need to live a godly life. He promised that He said in His Word. So go out, have a good day. Find one person to encourage and tell them what you see in them. And spend that time with God. Ask Him how He wants you to move forward. We love you. We'll see you next week.